Hi, this is Mike. I'm reading Genesis. This is chapter 16. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, and she had an Egyptian slave girl named Hagar. And Sarai said to Abram, "Look, pray, Yahweh has kept me from bearing children. Pray, come to bed with my slave girl. Perhaps I shall be built up through her." And Abram heeded the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, the Egyptian, her slave girl, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan. And she gave her to Abram, her husband, as a wife. And he came to bed with Hagar, and she conceived, and she saw that she had conceived, and her mistress seemed slight in her eyes. And Sarai said to Abram, "This outrage against me is because of you. I myself put my slave girl in your embrace, and when she saw she had conceived, I became slight in her eyes. Let Yahweh judge between you and me." And Abram said to Sarai, "Look, your slave girl is in your hands. Do to her whatever you think right." And Sarai harassed her, and she fled from her. And Yahweh's messenger found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, by the spring on the way to Shur. And he said, "Hagar, slave girl of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going?" And she said, "From Sarai, my mistress, I am fleeing." And Yahweh's messenger said to her, "Return to your mistress and suffer abuse at her hand." And Yahweh's messenger said to her, "I will surely multiply your seed, and it will be beyond all counting." And Yahweh's messenger said to her, "Look, you have conceived and will bear a son, and you will call his name Ishmael, for Yahweh has heeded your suffering. And he will be a wild ass of a man, his hand against all, the hand of all against him. He will encamp in despite of all his kin." And she called the name of Yahweh who had addressed her El Roi, for she said, "Did not I go on seeing here after he saw me?" Therefore is the well called Be'er Lahai Roi, which is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bore a son to Abram, and Abram called his son whom Hagar had borne Ishmael. And Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abram.